The Glock Model 47, let's check it out. In 2019, the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol requested that Glock develop a new handgun for their sidearm. They had a few specifications that were different than what Glock was offering. This is the Glock Model 47 MOS. It has a full-length slide, has a full-length grip, but a shortened dust cover, and it has a Glock 19 recoil system. It shoots a little different, but it's really modular. I can take a Glock 19 slide and put on here. I can take a Glock 19 frame and put on here. And that's all in Gen 5. So it gives you a very modular handgun. Now there's been some controversy about why. Why would Glock introduce this to the civilian market? But a lot of people get excited about guns that are offered to federal law enforcement or even to the U.S. military. Just like we saw with the Glock 19X. Wasn't a lot different. It had a Glock 19 slide on a full-size Glock 17 frame. But it was very popular to the point that they went ahead and developed the G45. And so while this is not a huge revelation, it's pretty cool. And guys, for me, anytime Glock offers a new pistol, I want it. And we want to give a big thank you to Glock for sending the Model 47 MOS for this review. All right, the Glock Model 47. Guys, this in itself is not a game changer by itself, but when you add it to the package, and we're going to look at that in a minute, because the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol did not only purchase the Model 47, they purchased a package deal, and we're going to look at why. First off, the big difference here with the 47 is it has a shortened frame at the dust cover, the same as your Glock Model 45, which has the full-length grip. But also we have a dust cover here on the slide, which kind of mimics the Glock 34, which is a longer slide version, the long slide. But one of the big changes with this is the recoil system. It is the same as your Glock 19 or your G45. And so that's where the big difference is. To get things started, let's go ahead and drop our magazine. It's a 17-round magazine. Check the chamber, and the chamber's empty. And so all the guns that we're going to be showing, and we're going to be showing quite a few, are all safety checked. But here is the package. So we have a Model 47, we have the Glock 19, which is the compact Glock, and then we have the Model 26. This is what the Border Patrol and U.S. Customs ordered. And also the Secret Service has gone with the same type program. Now, one of the big things about the 47 is that it's interchangeable with the Model 19, and yet it has the same parts compatibility across the board. And that's one of the big things that the Border Patrol wanted to do, was to make sure that if they had smaller parts, they could just have one line of parts. Even though the Glock 26 is definitely a little bit of a different animal, it still has a lot of the same internal parts. Now, one of the big things about the 47 is that it is for tactical use. It's for more high-risk areas. So if you want a full-size pistol, you have your Model 47. For your uniformed officers, the Glock 19 is going to be their sidearm. And so they have the Glock 19 for regular duty use, but they have the 47 where they can switch out the slides and they can make this a shorter package like the G45, or you can take the long slide and put it on the shorter frame of the Glock 19, which gives it that long slide with the short grip, which a lot of people have been asking for. And this is again for duty use. Then we have the Model 26, which is made for more undercover, concealed, plainclothes officers. they can go with the Model 26, or it can be a backup. The other thing is all the training is very similar. Whether you have the 47 or the 26, the manual of arms is still the same. Yes, a shorter grip, a little bit different, but definitely this puts this into a total package. So when the Glock Model 19X was introduced, which was part of the submission to the U.S. military modular pistol trials, this was the gun that Glock offered. It was not on their standard line. And because there were so many calls for Glock to offer this to the civilian market, they did, because there was such a huge interest in this handgun. To the point that they actually designed the Glock Model 45, which is just pretty much a Glock 19, just different colors and actually front cocking serrations. And they have made some changes with this as well. But this is the culmination of what the Glock did for the U.S. military, and then just the interest of having this style handgun. Was it a major change? Not necessarily, but this to me is one of the best shooting Glock packages out there. The Glock 19X and the Glock 45. So when the U.S. Border Patrol and Customs got a hold of this, the civilian market was saying, hey, we want one of these. And so now they're offering it to the civilian market. Is it a huge game changer? Not necessarily for the civilian, but definitely I understand why the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol and the Secret Service have gone to this system. And there have been some questions of why not just go with the G43X. It's a smaller pistol, it's thinner, it's just easier to handle and to conceal. But it does not have a lot of the same parts that the Model 26, the Model 19, and the 47 have. And so this makes it really a whole nother animal. And so for them to go with the 26 makes perfect sense. Plus, magazine interchangeability. I can take this 10 round out and I can put in my Glock 19 magazine, my Glock 47 17 round magazine. Then I have more compatibility with magazines. With the Model 43X, you just don't have that. Now here is the genius behind this package. You have different slides. You have the dust cover here, you have a shortened slide with the Glock 19. With the Glock 19 versus the 47, you have the shorter grip, but it has the exact same dimensions of your dust cover. The big change is this, and it's the recoil system. The guide rod and recoil springs, and they're all metal. It does have a polymer insert on deep inside, but these are both model 107. They're marked on the bottom. So they're the exact same recoil guide rods and springs to go with both. And so that makes this an interchangeable package. Again, I can take this slide with this system and put it in here, and then take my Glock 19 slide with this barrel or with my 19 barrel and put it into this system, and it shoots the same. So this gives it complete parts compatibility, and yet for different missions, different roles. Here with the Glock 17, you just have a longer recoil system. So it's not going to allow you to fit this into this G45 frame is really what this is, or G19X. So we can't put the shorter slide on this system because the recoil spring's too long and the dust cover's longer. And we don't have a dust cover here at the bottom of the slide. You can see how this recoil system fits into this slide, and it allows it to rest right here. So again, this gives it that Glock 19 recoil system. Now we did a full comparison with the Glock 45 or the G19X compared to the Model 17 and the Model 19, and we went through just shooting them side by side. And there's definitely a huge difference with the Model 45. To me, it is the best shooting Glock. And now that's my opinion, but I felt like the recoil impulse was just right. The recoil system in here is shorter and the slide mass is less. And so to me, it just shot better than the 17 or the 19. The big thing about the 19 is that we have a longer grip with the 45, so you have just more leverage. And to me, this is a super flat shooting gun. With the Model 47, it's going to come in between these two. It does have the shorter recoil system, even though it has a little more slide mass, but not a lot. And so to me, this definitely shoots different than either one. But it gives you, to me, some advantages even when you're shooting. And I'm a big fan of the Glock 17, but man, this really shoots great. Now, when it comes to just the 47 itself, it is an MOS version, so you're going to have optics ready right here at the top. This is a polymer dust cover, which has made a little bit of a change. Again, the frame's been cut, the slide's been extended, but it's able to capture that Glock 19 recoil system. Front and rear cocking serrations, full length grip, just like your Model 17, and really pretty much overall, the size silhouette is exactly the Model 17. But again, this is very adaptable as a system. Your trigger pull, standard Glock. I mean, you can go with a new enhanced trigger. Those are really nice. I've got a review on it. But if you're just buying just this handgun, you know, it's not really that much difference than the 17, except that you get, to me, a little better recoil impulse, a little more controllable. Big thanks to Fiocchi for sponsoring the ammo. All made in the USA. And again, guys, this is a huge supplier of ammunition, and you'll see a lot of Fiocchi around, and it is good shooting stuff. Also, we have our Lula loader. The Mag Lula is just the bomb when it comes to loading magazines, and it really saves your thumbs, especially when you have so many magazines. Guys, when it comes to Glocks, you know, they're a Glock, but a lot of internal changes have been made with these guns. With this particular model, I mean, it shoots like a Glock 17. You know, you have that extended slide that goes all the way out, but you do have that shortened recoil spring. And so I shot it next to my G45 or Model 45, and it kind of shoots a little bit more like the 45, honestly, than the 17. And I think that has to do with that shorter recoil, which I think that the 19X and the G45 are some of the best shooting Glocks out there. And so I think the recoil system does make a difference. Obviously, this was ordered by the Border Patrol and U.S. Customs, and you know, it just gives you some versatility. If you want to throw on your G19 slide, or you want to throw on your G19's frame, you know, it just makes a different type configuration, makes it more modular. But overall, I mean, it's a Glock pistol, but it shoots really nice. There's definitely a difference with the recoil system, but really like that Gen 5. It's pretty sweet. But again, it's a Glock. Guys, we've demonstrated the accuracy of the Glock. I did shoot this for accuracy, didn't get it on camera, but did get the last portion on camera of the results. Pretty impressive. So guys, why purchase a Model 47? If this is the only Glock that you're going to own, the only advantage I see is that you're going to get just a little bit of a different recoil pulse than your Model 17. It's a full-size pistol. So really, overall, unless you've got other Glocks to compare it to, you're not going to really see the full advantage of this handgun. But if you do have a Model 19, you can switch out the parts. Again, it's 1 + 1 = 4. It's definitely 4 different handgun configurations, and yet you've just got the 2 pistols. And so it just gives you some advantages there. Otherwise, this isn't a massive game changer. It's not going to change the world. But one of the things about Glock is they are working 24/7 to build pistols to meet demand. The big plus for Glock is it's so simple. You know, the parts interchangeability, changing out parts from just bare frame to bare slide can be done by the layman. I've done it a million times. And taking all the parts out, changing out things. If I want to upgrade, I can. And again, it's just fewer parts. It's easy. It's simple. And to me, it's the AK-47 of the handgun world. Is it the most ergonomic? No. Is it the best gun out there? Not necessarily. But Glock has proven itself to be an excellent self-defense option, and they're continuing to be. And Glock's not going anywhere. While there are a lot of companies out there innovating and doing a lot of different things, Glock is innovating. I mean, they made over 20 changes from the Glock Gen 4 to the Gen 5, and they're mostly internal, even though there are some differences. Definitely the removal of the finger grooves was a big plus. And there are additional back straps to put on the Model 47, and then with the new enhanced trigger, that ups the game. And then of course, with optics ready, with the different sight options that are out there, I mean, the sky's the limit. And a lot of people take these guns and they trick them out to really not even resemble the original package. But it is a solid firearm. But as a total package, this is really, honestly, ingenious. It brings together the tactical, the duty model, and the concealed carry model all in one package. And so for once, I think the U.S. government has made an excellent choice and a really reasonable choice in purchasing these firearms. Again, for the U.S. Border Patrol and Customs, and then also for the Secret Service. And that speaks volumes in itself. And guys, again, there's a lot of different options with the Glock 19X or the 45, with the Model 17. It's a great pistol. The G43X, the G48, there's just a lot of different handguns that can really fit whatever you're looking for. And guys, also, you've got different calibers as well. So just gives you a lot of choices. So guys, while this is, again, not a revelation, it's not a totally new model. It definitely has some changes to it, some advantages over the Model 17 and 19. You know, it makes it modular, you can change things out. But honestly, just shooting the Model 47 MOS, it does give you a different experience. And you have that Glock reliability and that proven track record. And so if you're looking for something that's not hugely unusual, but it's definitely unique, check out the Model 47 MOS. Very cool offering from Glock. And again, a big thanks to Glock for sending the Model 47 MOS for this review. I'm definitely buying this gun because if it's a Glock, I love it. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Pistol to their specifications to replace their new sidearm. Okay, their new sidearm. But okay. And so that is going to just, you know, but a shortened dust cover. And this wind is like blowing like crazy. Ugh. Come on, people. Counts for much because that is such a part that's on here. Okay. Why am I trying to explain all that? Glock to develop a certain pistol for the pistol for their specifications. Here comes the wind again.